Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another recap of All American Homecoming, Season 2, Episode 13, Lose to Win. So it starts off with a whole lot of stuff going on. And let's just say some things took a turn for the worse. And yeah. So Simone is getting ready for her tournament with the girls on the tennis squad, tennis team, and you know they're practicing and stuff like that. So they getting ready to get on the bus to do what they gotta do. She also goes with Keisha to go check on Nate and see how things are going. Nate is basically up for his debate with Nico, and you know he's basically been running through his lines and studying to see where, you know, if he can do any improvements. But also she wanted Keisha and Simone to help her study, but she got it in the bag. They basically convinced her to stop, like, you know, calm down, take a breath. You know what you gotta do, and you gotta use it to your advantage and do a clean fight. So after that, they see Damon walk by, and he goes to a vending machine. And Nate was like, so what's this with this Damon and Simone drama? And all you hear is Simone say, what? And they was like, listen, you know you got to talk to him. You know, like, let him know. Eventually you got to talk to him. This radio silence is not it. So she was like, yeah, okay. So she gets up and go walk to the vending machine. She was like, hey. And he was like, hey, what's up? Like, he was scared to talk to her. So she was like, listen, I value your feelings and how you feel towards with me. But right now, I got to figure things out. And he was like, listen, I understand where you come from. You know, take all the time you need. But, you know, I'm not going to wait around forever. And he took his drink and walked off. So now she feeling some type of way. But, you know, she can't focus on that. She got to focus on her, the match with the girls. So she's getting ready to do that. Oh, before it started off, I forgot the whole part. It started off with the Brinkston Lions, the boys, winning their game, and they're headed to the championships. Yes, there we go. We got that out the way. Everybody was super excited. Yeah, we got that out the way. So now Simone focuses on her tennis match. She ends up meeting up with the girls. They get ready to head to the bus. And Coach Lonnie lets them know that, listen, Thea will not be participating with us. And everybody felt some type of way. And Simone, like she said, so she was like, listen, so what does that leave us? Like, we just lost one of our best players. And they was like, well, listen, it is what it is. So Simone took initiative and stepped up and was like, listen, okay, I know things is not how it's supposed to be, but, you know, we can swap ideas around and plays and, you know, figure it out and do what we do best. And that's what wins. And the girl was like, okay, that's good. So they all eventually boarded the bus. And Coach Lonnie was proud because it was like, it could have been left. But, you know, Simone being the bigger person, she was like, listen, you know, some things are better for change, but we'll see. So they all board the bus and whatnot. After the boys won their game, they headed back to the locker room. They get this video come on Yard Yak, and there's a video for their opponent that they're supposed to be playing in a couple of weeks. Another HBCU, but a smaller one. And they was talking smack, like, listen, you may bring your A game. So Carlos, I think his name was, and JR was about to respond to it. And Damon was like, nah, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's just show them how we do it. Show them by doing it on the courts, on the field. And after he left, he felt some type of way about the Simone situation. He left. JR Carlos was like, I kind of like the old cocky Damon better. And they was like, well, it is what it is. And they went their separate ways. So, Nate meets up with, what's her name? Wilhelmina, whatever, Will. We're going to call her that. And she basically wants Nate to, like, find dirt on Nico so that way she has a better chance of winning the election. And Nate was like, nah, I don't think that's the way I want to rock. But she was like, yeah, you should go that way. So now he's feeling some type of way. He ends up going to Dr. P's office. She's on the phone talking with the what's this AD about the whatever situation they got going on. And she gets up the phone with them, and Nate was like, listen, I have a dilemma. So I have my campaign manager who wants me to be messy. But on the other hand, I'd rather be clean. Basically, Dr. P was like, listen, you do what's best for you because you want to win a clear and honest fight and do what your gut is telling you to do. And she was like, okay, I'll do that. And she left. Keisha, Dr. Pace has this event that they have going on, and she's being honored, and she wanted some of her students to reenact some of her favorite dance moves from her career. And Keisha was like, it's an honor to do so. And Dr. Pace was like, yeah, that's good, and I want you to do your best. So in this piece that Keisha is supposed to be doing, well, the whole group is supposed to be doing, there's this one move that Keisha was really trying to impress her on. And Dr. Pace didn't say nothing about it. She was just like, listen, just try your best, and that's just what it is. But knowing Keisha, she's going to try to master every move and get it right. So she's doing so, practicing. She finally got it. And then when it came time to audition for the piece, she tried to do that move, and she fell hard on her knee. And let's just say Dr. Pace was grinning from ear to ear because that's just what she wanted to happen. So basically, get Keisha out the class because she feels as if Keisha is and she's entitled to have everything go her way, and that's just not the case. Dr. Pace was not fair from the beginning because there was other students from last year who said the same thing. But I digress. That ain't my issue. That ain't my problem. But whatever. So now that and also that dance performance was 60% of their grade. So basically, Keisha ends up failing the class, which was what Dr. Pace wanted from the get-go. And she basically out until her knee heals. And trust me, I have experience in the knee pain. Not for nothing, a few years ago, we get on subject, but I have fell on my knee. And let's just say it broke, but it healed not in the right place. So I already know how Keisha's feeling. Like, you try to persevere through your injuries, but sometimes I guess it's just best to let it go. But anyways, Keisha's going to find it in her power to get Dr. Pace removed from Brixton. That's her next end goal. We're going to see if that happens. Moving right along, the girls is on the road. Simone and the girls is on the road, and they end up riding through this town. There's basically a dead zone. So Simone asks Coach Lonnie to put on some music. Mind you, the music only been on for about 2 minutes. Next thing you know, there's some cop cars that pull them over and stop the bus. And it instructs that Coach Lonnie and the driver get off the bus. Oh. And the girls and Simone are watching through the window. Next thing you know, Tootie's behind recording from her phone. And I guess one of the cops, they were being jerks. Because you already know, once you enter in the redneck town, all hell's about to break loose. And that's just what happens. So, doing so, Coach Lonnie ends up getting arrested. And the girls are getting told to get off the bus because of the recording. They all stand in the line while Tootie's still recording. Like, listen, I know my rights and stuff like that. And one of the cops came up to Tootie and knocked her phone onto the ground. And Simone was like, listen, this is not what you're supposed to do. And then he made them sit on the ground and, wait it out. So it's almost nighttime. And eventually Simone was like, listen, I know my rights. My mom is a lawyer. And this is unfair. This is injustice. And it's time for you to do the right thing. So then the guy was like, listen, I'm just doing my job. Well, if you're doing your job, you know right from wrong. So make it right. So eventually they let them go. Coach Lonnie get out of the cop car and unhandcuffed. And then they head back to Brixton. Come to find out, since they were being late and Coach Lonnie told the other people at the place that what happened and stuff like that, they didn't care. So basically they had to forfeit the match, and they basically, their season is over. Like, that was not the way that they wanted to end out the school year, with that on their shoulders. Mind you, the injustice and racial profiling between that town, and for them losing their game that they didn't even get a chance to play in to show their strengths and weaknesses, was a slap in the face that nobody was expecting. They end up heading back to Brixton. All the boys in Brixton found out about what happened with the girls. At this time, Damien is with the KEK boys and his brother, having a party to like let go of all the stress and stuff that they got going on mind, celebrating to get into championships. The guy from the other school that challenges them, they had a darts match. They was doing good, and then something he said triggered Damon, and Damon walked off with an attitude. So after they was like, he's having girl problems, it was like, oh no. So now that guy, I think his name was Trevor, he sensed that was the issue. So he went to go talk to Damon. Damon was kind of reluctant to talk to him. And then he eventually opened up. He was like, listen, I have girl problems too. I broke up with my girl. And, you know, I'm still trying to see what's going on out there. So eventually, Damon came around and let him know what's up. He was like, listen, so now that you know why I was mad, what's your issue? He was like, listen, I'm mad because we're a smaller HBCU and your school seems to get all the shine. He was like, listen, that ain't got nothing to do with me. So eventually they hashed it out and, you know, decided to, like, go back to playing their game. Eventually, Damon won the game for the boys, and the bet was still a bet. So he was trying to do that. He was like, but at that same time, everybody got word about what happened with Simone and the girls. And he was like, listen, that trumps us. The sisters need us more than what we got going on. And he was like, listen, let them know that we got them to HBCU. We all we got. Like, listen, one HBCU to another. We got your back. So that was that. The girls finally get there. It's now nighttime. Coach Lonnie and everybody get off the bus. Coach Lonnie says a nice post, but the girls seemed like what she did was right. And Coach Lonnie walks off. She looked kind of sad and disappointed because she felt like she let the girls down. The girls reassured her that she didn't let them down, that she showed strength and what to do in this situation. And Coach Amara smiled at her, as well as Nate and Keisha was there to welcome her with open arms. And yeah, so after that, they had their little moment. Not Keisha. Simone, she decided to call her aunt to actually use her place for a sleeper so that they can, you know, get to this together, because it's not just one person. It affects everybody. So I think one of the other girls ended up recording the whole incident as well. And then they all decided that they was going to, like, let everybody know that they cannot get away with what they did. So they took a vote. It was a unanimous vote. Everybody decided that, you know, they should post the video. Simone uploaded the video, and that was that. Everybody from Brixton, the teams and stuff like that, they all sent encouraging messages to the girls, letting them know that they're there for them, that they love them, and that they're strong, and they persevered through that, because that kind of reminded them back of the bomb threat and stuff like that. So Coach Lonnie is now in her office, and Amara goes to go check on her. Woman to woman, they have a heart to heart, and she lets Coach Lonnie know that what she did was right, and she shows strength and perseverance, because when you're in that situation, you don't know what to think, but you also try to know you got to remain positive, because it could have been a different outcome. One of them or some of them could have got hurt or killed, and it's just like, well, why? because one little reaction can cost you your whole life. So you gotta be mindful and careful and know what to do in certain situations like that, because that can happen to anybody. And it just so happens that it was an all black group of women in a redneck town. So yeah, you got to be on your P's and Q's when stuff like that happens. So yeah, and Coach Amara reassured her that she did the right thing. So they hugged it out and cried it out. So after that, Coach Amara, she goes, not Coach Amara, she goes to see Marcus and lets him know what happened with the girls. And she realized, and they was talking about the mental health issues, about what Cam and Thea and Thea and Keisha went through with the bomb threat. And Amara was like, that's what we're going to do with the building. We're going to turn it into a wellness center where people of us, like faculty, staff, and students, can get the help that we need beyond what the resources we already provide to them. And Marcus was like, yeah, that was a great idea. This whole thing was sitting right into our faces and we didn't even see it. Yeah, it was a lot going on. Nico and Nate had their debate. Nico tried to come for the juggler with Nate, and he felt some type of way. So when they had break, Nate found some dirt on Nico. I was like, listen, you gotta choose option A or B. I'm gonna use this dirt against you and win, or you gonna take this option and put our differences aside and focus on what we really need to do with these students, and see if we could come to a common ground and talk about the issues that's really at hand. And Nico agreed that if they're going to go with option B, which was talk about the issues that they really have at hand, and Nate was like, yeah, that's good, that's what I thought. So now they're going to let the student body decide who should be president, and that's just what it is. I think I covered everything. Yeah. Yeah. So guys, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap. And I can't believe there's only 2 episodes left. Wow. But I could have sworn it was like 16 episodes, but whatever. They said it's 2, so it's either 15 or 16 episodes. We're now on episode 13, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this recap of episode 13, Lose to Win, of season 2, All-American Homecoming. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.